It's supposed to feel.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim. Joining me is Doug. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show. Pirates lose 7-2 tonight. They get swept by the Chicago Cubs. They fall to just one game over 500. Still in first place, but 7-2 loss. Doug, how you doing tonight?
I'm fine. I've come to terms with who this team is. They're not that good a team. And it's our fault. It's the Pirates fans' fault for thinking that this 9-3 stretch was going to be that we were going to do something great. We swept the Cardinals. The Cardinals are junk. Then we lost 2 out of 3 to Oakland, and we fooled ourselves because they were hot. They're on a hot streak now. Then we took 2 out of 3 from the Mets. The Mets aren't very good. And for some reason, we presume that at any time, we do this all the time. Here we're looking 2 weeks down the schedule. Oh, we're going to get some ground there. No, we're not. We don't know. We might sweep the Dodgers and then turn around and lose to the Kansas City Royals. This is an inconsistent team. Management's not committed to this opportunity at all. They're not committed to bringing up the best players. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll hang around. I think we're the team that we all thought we were. 75 wins, 74 wins, 72 wins. And that's exactly how we're playing. So, yes, you're going to see some exciting moments and great little stretches. And then it's going to be a series like this where we've had lead. We can't get out of the inning. We can't get out of innings. So, yeah, I'm fine.
I just asked you how you were doing, Doug.
I'm sorry. It's just
no. You obviously had a lot to say, so yeah. It was a frustrating series to say the least. Starting pitching woes continue, and honestly, like Oviedo's stuff, I thought looked great today. He had 17 swings and misses. He struck out 8 batters. He just wasn't very efficient. Threw a lot of pitches early on. Couldn't make it through 5 innings, and the bullpen was tasked with going, longer than you want them to go. Right. And so the bullpen had to, make up 3 2/3 innings tonight. And Hernandez looked shaky for the first time in a while. Yerry De Los Santos, he was back up. He was promoted earlier today. He gave up a run in his first outing back from AAA. So, yeah, I mean, I said it last night. With Beto, you got like the best case scenario out of Beto last night. The problem is you need these starting pitchers to go deeper into games. And Oviedo was not able to do, Beto wasn't able to do that last night. Oviedo wasn't able to do it tonight. The offense, again, struggled. Marcus Stroman pitched pretty good today. He's a good pitcher. Probably the best pitcher the Pirates faced this series. So they were already facing kind of an uphill battle there. But let's kind of start with Oviedo. Again, I talked about him. I thought the stuff looked great. Lots of strikeouts in big situations too. Like he got out of some jams, a lot of infield hits that the Cubs were kind of dinking around, but a lot of pitches, and he ran out of gas.
He gave up. He had 8 strikeouts. He gave up 8 hits. I think he only had 1 walk. But you put that many guys on base, and soft contact will kill you. A misplay will kill you. I know that seems to be our thing lately. oh, Mitch Keller, he gave up only 10 hits, but they were all soft. Well, it doesn't matter. They're hits. Sooner or later, you just have to limit guys getting on base. You have to limit hits. Yeah, and I mean somebody, and hopefully Rich Hill will do it tomorrow, but somebody has got to step up and go 6-7 innings because I mean again the starting pitching struggling, which obviously impacts the bullpen. I mean this entire pitching staff's on the verge of just being toast, and there's not a lot of options. I mean the depth has been gutted. You on Starbucks were pretty clear about. They had better options, more interesting, more compelling, to borrow a word from Donato, more intriguing options to bring up. Mm-hmm. And up to the point now, it's like, why don't you bring up Kyle Nicholas and Jared Jones and pitch them tomorrow? Let them take the whole 9 innings and push everybody back a day, give everybody in the bullpen a rest. Do something. I understand this is not a great time to go out and make a trade for a pitcher. I understand that Quinn Priester doesn't really look that great. Jared Jones has looked good. And just one, let him come up for 5 innings, 5 innings. That's all. Let him finish out a game after a starter can't go. He can go back down. It might be very informative to him. He might see, wow, what these major league hitters can do, and take that back to the minors and work on it. But I mean, they've got to do something. And again, I don't have faith that they'll even try to make a significant acquisition, and I don't want to see another waiver claim. So,
yeah, I mean, as far as going back to, this is real quick. No, acquiring a starting pitcher at this point of the year isn't a possibility. It's not even capable of happening. So, the Pirates are going to have to figure out a way to just weather this for 5 more weeks. And
that's a long time.
They are going to have to find pitchers who can give them these innings. And yeah, hopefully Rich Hill can do it tomorrow. Oviedo wasn't able to get out of the 5th again today. Again, looked electric at times, but
right. Yeah, he looked good, and he had that sticker. He looked intent on like he wanted to go, like he was ready to go, but just too many pitches, too many hits, and that's the end of his night.
So yeah, Oviedo 4 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. He gets tagged with the loss. Season ERA down to up to 4.40. Hernandez comes in and he can't get out of the 5th either. So he faces 4 batters, 2 hits, 2 walks. And that inning was weird. Like infield hits all over the place there in the 5th inning. Brian Hayes had a line drive hit to him that it was a hard hit ball, but
right.
Ball you would expect.
He normally gets that. You can't get mad at him. I'm not mad at Hernandez. Hernandez has been terrific, way better than we thought. You don't have it every single night. It's just unfortunate that it happened to be tonight, when we desperately needed to get out of that inning.
Yeah, De Los Santos finally picks up the last out there. I thought he looked okay, but I mean, he certainly doesn't look like the guy he looked like when he was first brought up last year. I don't know if that has to do with the injuries or what, but he just doesn't look like he's gonna be much more than like a middle reliever at this point. So Strizny finally put together a productive inning. Perdomo, he has no idea where the ball is going half the time, but the stuff is good. He finished it out. So, good stuff from all 3 lefties pitched today. So that was interesting because Hernandez, that was his 2nd time in a row, and he hadn't pitched almost like all of June. But to the offense, not a whole lot to talk about there. The 3rd inning was basically it, and it was a fun inning. Dion Bay gets on base to lead off the inning. A perfectly executed hit and run by Jason DeLay. DeLay had 2 hits, 2 for 3. He raises his season average up to 308. I don't, somehow.
I don't know how. The whole team. I don't understand half of what's going on with these guys.
So DeLay gets runners on the corners, nobody out. Tucapito Marcano drives in the first run of the game. with a single to left. And the Pirates, like they were in a position there in the third,
right?
I think, to really kind of
Sure.
blow the doors open on this game.
The bottom of your lineup produces. Your leadoff man does, and then you've got your guy. It's Reynolds, McCutchen, Santana. And you get nothing.
Yeah, they ended up getting one more run on a Santana ground out. But you would have liked to have gotten more there. Reynolds got out, but then Kutch walked to load the bases. So they had bases loaded, one out there in the third, and they get 2 runs out of it. So the
difference in the Cubs hitting philosophy and their team approach, they seem to shorten up the swing and try to get singles, go with the pitch, that sort of thing. And we try to draw walks. Now, small sample size, but their 3-game approach seemed to work much more successfully than our 3-game approach. So
I don't know what to think. I mean, because there was an absurd amount of infield singles.
Yeah, there was
this entire series,
yeah.
And that's not. I don't know if that's an approach thing. I think that's. I don't know if any of these Cubs hitters aren't that good. It's a decent lineup. And, if you kind of look at them, it's got a lot more depth than the Pirates lineup does. But no one's lighting the world on fire out there. Suzuki's probably their best hitter. I mean, they've got Bellinger, and he just came back today with his first game back, and he's been better than he was the past few years. But yeah, it was just a weird series. Infield hits abound. They couldn't control the running game today either. 3 stolen bases. They were 3 for 3. The Cubs were just a frustrating game, frustrating series. And somehow the Pirates get swept, and they're still in first place, but they got to now go to Milwaukee, and the Reds are streaking kind of right behind them now.
Right. And the Reds, I mean, they've done everything we wish we would do, right? They've promoted their guys, and they have some excitement around what they're doing. And I mean, they're kids. I don't think it'll last, but it's more interesting than watching what we just did and what we've done, frequently in some of these games. Just 8 innings basically without any offense, and one inning of just a little bit there.
It's it sure is frustrating. I will say this, Rich Hill, Mitch Keller, Luis Ortiz. So I mean, those are
you like it.
It's like an interesting weekend. I don't like, and they're going to be facing. Let's see. Tomorrow they've got Julio Teheran, who's been actually pretty good since Milwaukee acquired him. Wade Miley
coming on. He's coming off the IL.
Yeah, and Freddie Peralta on Sunday, who's been awful this year.
Right.
Friday night, Apple TV game, Doug.
Oof.
So be prepared to go on Twitter and watch a lot of people complain about.
Oh yeah,
Apple TV broadcast.
It was kind of an annoying broadcast last year. It was a broadcast for 13-year-old girls or something. It was a lot of lights and noise.
I haven't caught one yet this year. I just remember the weird probabilities they would always flash up on the screen that made absolutely no sense. There would be times where there was a 69% chance of a guy getting on base, and be like, that's not impossible. That's
probably not right. Yeah, I've never seen that before. Yeah.
So 8:10 Eastern time tomorrow. Rich Hill versus Julio Teheran. 8:10 on Apple TV Plus.
Right.
And I don't really have a whole lot more to say about tonight's game.
No. Hopefully they bounce back tomorrow. Hopefully Rich Hill gives them. I don't want to see him throw 119 pitches because we can't have him die on us too. So, 6 good innings would be nice. Six good innings. Leave with a lead. That's and we'll go from there. But I mean I don't even it's like even if they got good pitching tonight, they still couldn't score. I mean, it's just throw this one away. There's 162 of them. Let's go play tomorrow.
Yep, 3 teams now in the Central within 1 game of each other, and then if you throw the Cubs in there, it's 4 teams within 3.5 games of first place. But as of right now, even after the sweep, Pirates are alone on top of the standings, 34-33. We're gonna get out of here. Let's a quick one tonight. It's late. It's past 11 o'clock. It was a bad game. It not a whole lot happened, but hopefully tomorrow we've got a better game to talk about.
Absolutely.
But thank you all for hopping on here. Appreciate all the comments in the comment section. We're out. See you guys.
Good night, guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.